Hey guys, what's up? It's Kyle here. Excuse me. Been wanting to really get around to this video for a minute. At least I'm 2 weeks late in giving my thoughts about this, but better late than never. I originally recorded this video talking about the subject when it originally happened, but had some technical issues with the camera. Then after that, other stuff happened, and I'm just recently coming over from a cold, which I can still kind of have a little bit. My nostrils like nasally and shit. But anyway, purpose of this video I want to talk about is Okada versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 11. First off, Wrestle Kingdom 11 was an excellent, excellent show. Second, was really surprised that Adam Cole won the Ring of Honor World title for a third time, making him the first man in the company's history to do so. But I later find out that I guess Kyle O'Reilly, did not sign a new contract with ROH. So it was only like, I guess it was like a verbal agreement or something between him and the company, which probably led to the decision of him dropping the strap back to Adam Cole. Uh, which I guess makes sense. But still, solid match. Adam Cole making history in Ring of Honor. Really, truly has become the face and brand for that company now. The new face of Ring of Honor, hands down. But Kenny Omega versus Okada. Wow. When Wrestle Kingdom first aired back in January 4th, about 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, everyone was talking about this. I personally was not going to stay up in my central time, 3 or 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning to watch wrestling. But when I watched it, I think Wrestle Kingdom was on a Saturday on the 4th or a Friday, something like that. But when I watched the next morning, everyone was talking about this match, from the internet, wrestling fans, people within inside the wrestling business was talking about this. Dave Meltzer, who is a huge, wrestling editorial journalist, was talking about this match, gave this match, rating it like 6 stars, which he said he, in his years of, being in professional wrestling business and a journalist at that, he's never done before in a long time, or if ever, if he can remember. A lot of people were saying that this was the greatest wrestling match of all time. And I'm not just saying wrestling fans, like people within the wrestling business, like wrestlers themselves in the wrestling business, within WWE, were like saying this was the greatest wrestling match of all time. Best thing I can say about this match, it is a fucking roller coaster. It went up, it went down, and it just took you for a ride. There was not a dull moment in this match at all. It had its build up. It started off slow. It was which is good, because I personally, I don't think like every wrestling match, especially in today's generation where wrestling is more technical. I don't think every wrestling match should always, you have to go 150 miles per hour as soon as the bell starts, or within the first 2 minutes of the match. Let it build. This match had a slow build to it. Then it upped the ante. Then it started doing the different spots and the different stunts. I thought not Kenny Omega, but Okada was gonna die. The bumps that Okada was taking in this match, I was like, oh my god. And Kenny Omega took some rough spots too, where I thought he was like gonna bust his back, especially during that table spot in the match. But Okada was taking some major key bumps. And I'm like, this guy's gonna die in this ring. Absolutely phenomenal match. Now, will I say that this match is the greatest match of all time? No, I will not say that at all. This was an excellent match, but the way that some people have put this match up, they make it seem like as if it is the single greatest wrestling match of all time. That's it. There's no debating it. There's no discussion. Pack up your bags, fly home, go home, kiss your kids, kiss your wives, and tell them you love them, because that's it. You can't top that match, or anything can even come close to that match. I'm not going to go that far and say that. Was it an excellent match? Absolutely. 5-star? Absolutely. Did it live to my expectations? Absolutely. Is it one of the greatest wrestling matches I've seen in a while and a long time? Absolutely. Is it one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever seen? Absolutely. Is it a match of the year candidate of 2017? Automatically. Absolutely. You cannot. 2017 has just started. This year's not even over yet, and automatically I can put this match as a top contender for a match of the year candidate of 2017. And this year's not even over. It just started. 2017 just started. Doesn't matter if we see other 5-star quality matches from WWE, Lucha Underground, Evolve, PWG, ROH, Lucha Underground. It doesn't matter. NXT, whatever 5-star quality match we may see from these different wrestling promotions and companies, that could be match of the year candidate. Okada versus Omega is still a candidate for that spot. Absolutely. But to say that this is the greatest match, I won't go that far. One of the greatest, yes. See, there's a difference in saying the greatest and one of the greatest. There's a difference, because when people put emphasis on this is the greatest, they just shut it down, go home. Nothing's ever going to compare ever. And to me, I think that's exaggerating a little bit too much about it. Anyway, in saying that, Kenny Omega and Okada, excellent match. One of the really big things I enjoyed about this match, it had a big fight feel to it. And it felt like a big deal. That here you have two men who are giving it their all, their blood, their sweat, their tears, to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And that's a feeling that I think that we rarely even get in WWE, if at all, in their title matches, whether it's tag team, world heavyweight, intercontinental, whatever. This had that feeling. Okada versus Omega had that feeling, and that's a feeling I think is really lost in a lot of wrestling promotions. Most notably comparing to WWE, per se, solely comparing to WWE. It had that big fight feel. You didn't know who was going to win. I kind of figured Okada would probably would have walked out with the strap, because at the end of the day, Okada is New Japan's John Cena. He's their face of the company. He's their bread and butter. 4-time IGWP heavyweight champion and current still. I didn't think this was his second title defense, I believe. I don't think he was going to drop the strap to Omega. But Omega was sure pretty damn near convincing that he was going to take the strap from Okada. I'll tell you that. There were times I didn't think, maybe Okada's not going to win this. This match was a ride. Like I said, it was a roller coaster ride. Excellent match. Now, after this match, or I think the day after, I believe Kenny Omega, he did tweet, I saw on Twitter the day after, he did tweet that he was going to take a break from New Japan Pro Wrestling, or from wrestling in general, I guess, and he's going to reevaluate his options, or what have you not. Then you had John Cena putting out cryptic tweets or photos of Kenny Omega, mentioning Kenny Omega, similar to what he did to AJ Styles a year ago. Then today, I watched just a little small YouTube clip on WWE's YouTube channel where they were asking the superstars who they want to see at the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins mentioned Kenny Omega. So, a lot of people, between the John Cena stuff and what Kenny Omega was saying on his tweet after the show, or the day after the show, a lot of people were taking this as Kenny Omega's going to sign to WWE. Kenny Omega's coming to WWE. Honestly, I don't think Kenny Omega should come to WWE. At least not right now. And also, if you really know, but before I get to that, if you really know Kenny Omega and have followed it throughout his career, Kenny Omega is a troll. He trolls the fans. He trolls social media. A lot like Finn Balor. He's done that for years. So I kind of don't take what he said, after Wrestle Kingdom, his tweet, as a sign of him coming to WWE. He could. He absolutely could. But honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. At least not anytime within the next, few weeks of Royal Rumble coming or WrestleMania. I don't see it happening right now. I think that Kenny Omega should he should wait a year, because 2016, for as great as Kenny Omega, a good wrestler that he is, 2016 was his breakout year. From him going from becoming the new Bullet Club leader from AJ Styles to winning the contendership match that earned him the spot here at Wrestle Kingdom last month, to having the outstanding match that he did with Okada for the belt. I think Kenny Omega needs to wait a little bit more. Let WWE want him more, because right now WWE are in a frenzy where, I wouldn't say a frenzy per se, but WWE they're in a mode where they want to sign top talent, and they're just signing top talent just to say that they have them. And for as great as that may be, that's also kind of a scary thing, because it's like, okay, you signed this person just to say you have them, but then what are you going to do with them? You signed them to say, oh, hey, we got Kenny Omega, or hey, we've got Ricochet, or hey, we have Will Ospreay, just to say that you have them. But what are you going to do with them? That's the key. So WWE are just in a signing frenzy, and I would hate for them to take a great talent such as Kenny Omega, and they don't know what to do with them. So honestly, I think Kenny Omega needs to wait, a minute. Have a rematch with Okada. You got to figure they're going to have a rematch. They have to. This is the first time Omega and Okada fought for the first time. Had an outstanding match. It took like 3 or 4 rainmakers from Okada, his finisher, to put Kenny Omega away. Omega never got his finisher even once in that match. So you got to figure that has to be some sort of a teaser to allude that if these guys go for a second time, which I would think they would have to, if they have an incredible match like that, that's like money on the table for everybody. For fans, it's an enjoyment, it's a treat. For the wrestlers involved, the company, that's money. Omega and Okada 2 has to happen this year. Whether it's 6 months down the road, later at the end of this year, Wrestle Kingdom next year, I don't know. That is money. They have to do a rematch. So you have to figure him not getting his finisher in the first match has to allude that if they go for a round 2, and if Omega hits his finisher, that's it. He wins the strap. So I really think that Omega should wait a bit, win the IWGP Heavyweight title. After he wins the title, have a nice, good, decent run with that, then come to WWE. See, right now, because of this one match, WWE wants him. But I think if he kind of waits a bit, becomes IWGP Heavyweight Champion, which Omega has stated plenty of times, he wants to win that title before coming to WWE. If he should come to WWE, that would be his one regret of his career. Win that belt, because that belt's prestigious. I will agree with him on that. It probably means more than any belt in WWE. I will agree with Omega on that. Win that belt, have a good run with it for however long, 3 months, whatever, and then come into WWE. Be like an AJ Styles. Well, AJ Styles was the most wanted thing, but then they desired AJ. Kenny Omega needs to play that same game where he needs to be desirable. The guy is still young. He's like 33, I think. So give it a year, come in. I think he do some great things in WWE. So yeah, this is just my thoughts on it. I thought Kenny Omega versus Okada was awesome. I definitely think they have to do a second match. I cannot think that they would not do a second match after they've had the incredible match that they did at Wrestle Kingdom 11. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on Kenny Omega. Do you think he's going to come to WWE this year? Honestly, I think he said what he said just to troll the fans and honestly just to take a break. Because if you have the type of match that he had at Wrestling Kingdom, he's going to be feeling it for days, weeks, maybe even. So he's probably said that to kind of troll fans a little bit, but also let his body heal up and rest for, 2 or 3 months before he gets back at it and gets back in the ring. So you guys let me know what you think. I want to hear your thoughts in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.